And hello, my fellow nerds. This is Oracle Nerd here, and welcome back once again to our Wonderland Remastered Steam release. Just letting you know, if my reading seems a little bit off, is because I apparently have a small bruise on my lip. I don't know when it got there. It looks like a bite mark. I don't know what happened at all. Uh, but but hopefully I'll be able to read this just fine. Uh, anyways, um, anyways, we're continuing on Arc 5, which is the last arc of the game, and as far as I'm concerned, it's probably going to be the longest arc. I watched Gento stretch his arms over his head, then wander away towards the front of the boat. He pauses to check out the helm, hands shifting it gently left then right, then left again. He looks so short next to the big wheel that I almost laugh. What do I want? I let my gaze soften, just staring at him. Maybe I blink, look away, sigh, and simply let myself settle back down into the warm folds of his jacket, just breathing it in. My own cocoon. What the fuck? His words snap me back to attention. When I return to gaze to him, I see him staring out across the water in front of the boat. What is it? Is something wrong with the water, or are my fucking eyes on the fritz again? Concerned, I trundle over, taking in our position with a quick glance at our surroundings. We're further along than I expected we'd be, and approaching an all too familiar curve, too. I find myself momentarily distracted by the lack of any signage on the shore, then flick my gaze back to the water. Where? You don't see how fucking dark it looks up there? I squint gazing out across the choppy surface. I don't see anything at first, then, oh, oh, how about Mary Mother in Heaven, Great Galloping Sassafras? Hell, I'll even take me with a wooden spoon. Get, Gento waves his arm with a half-panic exasperation. The water is indeed darker. Not just darker, black, like oil spraying out across the surface. We were willing to get a better look as we approach. That's definitely never happened before, right? Tell me that's never effing happened before. Pretty sure not. We watch the boat begins cutting its way through the black stain. Nothing happens at first. See, it seems as much water as the surrounding river. Then I notice the boat slowing ever so slightly, as though requiring more effort to continue its forward momentum. It's getting darker now. Darker and thicker, slapping against the sides of the boat as we push our way through. And the smell, I can't quite place it, like copper or rust, or a slightly burning after whiff. It gets more and more overpowering the further we sail, to the point that I have to cover my nose. I'm getting a little fucking concerned here. Genzo leans down, his index finger stretched towards the goopy liquid. No, don't! The words come out of my mouth before, as if on instinct, and I lurch forward to slap his hand away. What the But he doesn't finish his expletive, because now we're both staring down at the bottom of the boat. The point of contact between the wood and the water. It's sizzling. Shit. Genzo's face goes gray. I back up from the edge in 1, 2, 3 giant steps, my hands up to my mouth. Burning smell. It's stronger now, much stronger. Little wisps of smoke drift up and over the railing. What is this stuff? Acid? Genzo rose his forehead harder and harder. Will gives a shuddered jerk that nearly sends both of us to the deck. I throw an anxious glance back at the water wheel, currently chugging behind us. Thick, heavy globs of black muck are dripping off its slats, and foamy chunks of wood are already starting to crumble and fall, almost like a cookie bits left in the milk too long. The entire wheel is slowly becoming engulfed by increasingly turbulent coils of white steam. Genzo, my voice cracks. The boat continues to get slower. The steam is everywhere now, curling and twisting on every side of the boat, some of it even drifting up through the gaps of the wood beneath our feet. Another shudder. A huge chunk of the wheel collapses on itself, followed up by a groan as the entire of the left half begins tilting inward. The boat comes to a complete and undeniable stop. I feel tendrils of panic creeping up beneath my collar. We stopped. We stopped. Hey, we got this. We'll figure something out, yeah? Gizmo starts going towards the other side of the boat. I see him eyeing our proximity to the shore. But there's no way. We're too far. Walking through much of this stuff would be a death wish. Genzo was pounding his fist against the railing in thought, mumbling something beneath his breath. Another shudder. But this one feels different. Less was slowly crumbling to death shudder and more of a something just hit the boat. I twisted my heels, glancing around, gaze flicking from one side of the boat to the next. In the midst of this perusal, I noticed where we are. The forest below us is giving way to a wide expanse of clear land, revealing a strange yellow hillock covered in appears to be slowly smoking trash. My gut twists in discomfort, a slowly squirming spiral of dread working its way up my spine. The boat creaks and groans. I let my gaze drop to the floorboards, head cocking to the side as I watch the steam sneak its way through the gaps. But that's when a violent crack rips through the bottom of the boat, and a massive black tentacle bursts through the wood. I don't even have a chance to step back. It shoots upwards less than a centimeter from the tip of my nose, sending my bangs to a whirl. My vision is filled with it, all writhing, fleshy black mass of undulating sinews and slimy membranes. Big! Jesus is exiting in an instant, grabbing my arm on my jacket and yanking me backwards. We stand there staring at the tentacle. It stares back, coils in seemingly befuddlement, then bolts forward. Gives a football tackle to the ground out of the way just as the tip of the tentacle whips through the air, where we once stood. This fucking thing! His brows are furrowed so low I can barely see his eyes. Can we not get a single effing break? He leaps back up to his feet, charges at the thing. It's hard to explain exactly what occurs next. 1 second, Genzo is running at it. The next, he's left straight on top of it, hitting it to the ground, wrestling the flailing head. He twists it between his hands as though strangling a snake. It seems to stop for a moment. Then he jumps to his feet, brings his shoe down hard in the limb appendage. 1, 2 stomps. This put the sense of the boat rattling heaves that sent the tentacle writhing and elicited one gooey squelch after another. After about 5 or 6 of the resounding thumps, the tentacle stops moving, lying inert in a growing puddle of mysterious wetness. I lower my hands, gazing somewhat awestruck upon Genzo's huffing form. You wrestled a giant tentacle for me? Genzo glances up, looks away. I see a touch of pink in his cheeks. I don't know about wrestled. More like fought for dear life, but... When I'm missing a beat, another heaving creak rocks the boat with a rapid-fire series of snaps and second tentacle bursts through the floor between us. You gotta be effing kidding me. I back up, heart pounding, brain screaming. Another crack, this time to my right. I leap backwards right before a third tentacle nearly impales me right up the middle, falling straight on my ass into the deck. I roll away towards the edge of the boat. All you see the tentacles crawling out the side, curling around the railing. I stagger back to my feet, heart like a steam engine chugging away my chest. They're everywhere. I also glad that Genzo was currently going toe to toe with the one bisecting the length of the ship. He's got one hand wrapped around the tip and the other reaches its head of a screwdriver into its slick skin. I start backing up towards the half-collapsed water wheel at the end of the boat. I should help. I should do something. Keep my eyes shut. Then back open. But what can I do? I can't do anything. Always has to protect me. I feel the boat shudder beneath me again and again. A long low creak reverberates up to my legs, my spine. We're not getting out of here, are we? Even if we somehow manage to get through this, the next obstacle will surely claim us. This place is unending nightmare. Yet we keep throwing ourselves back in like gluttons for punishment. A guttural sense of dread is working its way up from my bowels, extending through my chest, up into my neck, chin, eyes. The shuddering is all around me now. The boat creaking and groaning like the Titanic about to go down. We're just going to keep dying and dying and dying. Dying until we can't take it anymore. Dying until it drives us mad. I watch Genzo tackle the next nearest tentacle as another one slithers over a railing and grabs his ankle. What's the point? What's the point of any of this? No. No, stop it. I bring my hands to my head, palms pressed against my ears. You're not doing this again. I'm not gonna let you do this again. I squeeze harder and harder. So hard I feel like my brain's gonna pop out. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head! At the moment the water wheel behind me explodes. Crackling, tearing the whole effing back of the boat, erupting into bits of chopped, scrapped wood that shoot upwards like a fountain of debris. The tentacles, then the tentacles follow. 8, 9, 10, so many of them. It's like one giant mass emerging from the watery depths. As they rise, the boat tips backwards, tilting a horrific groan and sending Ghetto and I sliding into the inclined surface. I lose my balance and go flying into the half-collapsed overhang of the boat as Ghetto latches onto one of the benches. Then I can only stare at it. Stare at the wriggling worm like prongs spreading across my vision. That's when it comes for me. Two of the tentacles whip forward, encircling my waist and neck, lifting me up towards the sky. Oh, well, isn't this sight a little bit familiar? Iggy! Can't even turn to look at Genzo. My whole body wrenches increasingly unnatural angles as more and more of the black snakes latch on. I try to tug against them, try to pull my chin and mouth free of their mucus slick skin. But they just coil tighter so tight I can barely breathe, barely think. I feel myself being tipped forward, backwards, then to the side, almost as though being studied. I grow in discomfort as I feel sticky wetness drips of the heaping globules down my skin. I close my eyes, open them, then glance toward the far shore. The shore with a yellow hillock. That's when I see it, standing there, completely innocuous, just staring up at me. No. I try to turn my eyes away, but I can't. No, 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 no. Panic cinches around my heart as my body goes cold, but I still can't look away. My eyes are glued to it. What is it? It has me. It cocks its head to the side, then changes. I don't know how to explain it. Only that its body seemed to open up all at once. A hundred thousand layers of 100,000 emptiness of 100,000 universes. Now that enters my head, it can enter my mind and enters my synapses. And then everything goes dark. Are we dead? It's white. All around me it's white. Where am I? What am I? Can't see myself, can't feel myself. Am I floating? I can't even tell. Moving my body provides no sensory response. It's bright though. So effing bright. I want to close my eyes to block it out, but I can't. Can't turn it off. Can't look away. It's all around me. Part of me. I am nothing. I pause for a moment. Pause in my thoughts. But I can't tell if it's a moment or 500 moments. From one empty thought to the next, I don't want to be here. So alone. Nothing but me in this endless world of white. When will it end? It can't end. And not even here. Just formless gathering of nerves. If the feeling when you hit your elbow. Tingly. Just want to go home. I want to exist again. For someone to look at me. Smile at me. To tell me I'm okay. White. So much white. That's when I feel it. A touch? I feel it in my non-existent arm. Is it real? If I'm not real, how could it be? I focus on it. I feel the ground. I feel grounded. Maybe I am real. I reach out. Yes, there's my hand. I can see it. I swear I can see it. I reach out, searching, groping, want, wanting to touch, needing that touch. Don't leave me. Don't leave me here all alone. I just want to belong. Fingers. I feel them in mine. They're curling around my hand now. A non-existent smile forms on my non-existent face. I could cry from it. Cry from the touch. Take me back. 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 Take me. Jesus. I gasp and my eyes snap open. Kids are looking down at me. Over me. Where am I? Lying somewhere? Lying where? What happened? What's going on? My face must look like a ghost. Eyes wide and blinking. Lips trembling as I take in breaths. I feel as though I haven't taken in several hours. But above me, Getzo's face is soft, relieved, filled with something I can't quite place. A pain, tiredness. Damn. Didn't think that'd actually work. He He mutters so softly I don't hear him. Maybe I am good for something after all. I see him smile. The faintest, tiniest little smile. And then his eyes flutter close and he collapses. He lands half on my shoulder, half on the ground, a limp sack of potatoes pinning my right side to the dirt. Then he just lies there, motionless. It takes me a second to find my thoughts. My mind races to pieces together the current situation, but there's nothing to explain it, nothing to connect the dots. I throw a shaky glance at Genzo, but he appears to be out cold. Shit. I push myself up, but it wins. My body's strangely stiff. Genzo rolls off to the side. Genzo? Now I'm the one over him. I give his shoulders a shake, gently stab his cheeks. Genzo? But he's unresponsive. Features lax, sweaty bangs clinging to his forehead. Anxiety bubbles up in my belly and pop in my lungs. He's not dead, is he? He can't be dead. Leaning forward, almost too scared while discovering and holding ear to my lips. No, no, he's breathing. Thank God. But then what? When I sit back up, I see it. His legs. His pants are shredded and torn, skin visible through the threadbare. Their holes is pink and splotchy. White chalky burns oppose gooey red blemishes in a nauseating checkerboard of acid-streaked abrasions. I bring a hand to my mouth to stifle a gasp. Then finally turn my gaze to our surroundings, hoping for an answer, desperate for an answer. We're surrounded by trees, a small clearing of sorts. But when I follow the tarry streaks of black that lead the way from Genzo's shoes, there's some kind of breadcrumb trail in the dirt my eyes hit the water. The river. It's not far away, just through the sparse patch of trees to our left. Then I peer back down against Genzo's leg, at the bits of white singed fabric tinted with black. Tears started burning my eyes before I could stop them. Stupid. Got my fist against his chest. Stupid, 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 stupid. Once, twice, again and again, pounding his stupid fucking chest as the tears run revolts down my cheeks. Why do you always have to be so stupid? I pound until the energy fades and my arms and shoulders sag. My body slumps inward. I'm silent then, just sitting there as I wait for the tears to stop. What happened? I can't remember a thing. Not even vague images. Just white, complete and utter white. I let out a shudder breath and then blink back to the watery veil. I have to stay calm. I have to stay focused. He doesn't need someone to take care of him. He needs me to take care of him. I yank his hat off my head and place it carefully beneath his, whipping his hair back out of his face. Then shrug his jacket off and drape it across his front like a blanket. That'll help? I wince, then bring my hands to the newly exposed arms. I'm not sure if it's just a sudden loss of warmth or if it's actually that cold, but I feel myself shiver slightly. It's getting chilly? And dark, too. I glance up at the leafy veil above our heads. The sky is starting. The sky is starting to dim. It'll be dark soon. Damn. The thought of being all alone in the cold, dark woods is definitely not appealing. And not good for Genzo either. He could get sick or worse. I pound the heel of my hand against my forehead, thinking. Ah. A moment of enlightenment striking me. I dig my hand to the pocket of Genzo's cold fingers curling around his lighter. Yes, I can do this. I can solve something. I can make things right for once. I push myself up to my feet with a little wobble, tuck the lighter into my back pocket, then go to work. I've got a fire to make. Oh god, there's a lot of there's gonna be a lot of reading in this. Oh god. 15 minutes later, I've got a good-sized pile of twigs that leaves sheltered beneath an assemblage of sticks. From there, it doesn't take too long to get the fire going. It starts out small. I try to strategically place on the twigs and sticks to get more pieces of smoking. But soon I've got somewhat impressive flame going. One even my dad will be proud of or something. Once I try to get Gizzo as close to as it is to feel safe as it close to it as feels safe, I, I sit down myself, tucking my knees up towards my chest with a sigh. My body feels exhausted. Now I don't have any more pressing tasks to attend to. I try again to remember what happened, digging into the dark recesses of my mind, but there's still nothing. Not a single image, flash, sound, smell, vague hint at what happened after I blacked out. Not blacked out, whited out. Is that even a thing? I mean, it's a thing in the Pokemon games. You can white out in the Pokemon games, surprisingly. I rubbed my eyes so hard, dizzy colored dots dance across my vision, then simply stare into the fire. It flickers and shimmies across the black expanse of the surrounding woods, an orange dancer in the dark. The heat is welcome. A heavy chill has settled down on top of the trees with the loss of the sun, but the fire's warm glow nestles against my skin like my grandma's old quilt. I'm instantly taken back to my parents' living room. Winter, snow, the fireplace. Lying curled up in front of it and just watching the flames for hours. The heat would snap in my cheeks, and I'd be sitting too close, but I wouldn't care. I stayed until my cheeks turned as rosy as the brambles of the nearby tree. I pressed my chin to my knees, and the denim rough against my skin. Suddenly, I wish I could turn back time. Not to the start of the loop, but to before. Long before. Before things had gotten so complicated. I paused, furrowed my brows. Complicated. No, things have always been complicated. We just hadn't known it at the time, had we? We hadn't known a lot of things. Genzo gives a little moan next to me. I snap out of my thoughts, throw him a worried glance. His face looks strange, features gray and taut. When I crawl over to feel his forehead, my fingers grow warm at the touch. Fuck. I lean back into a squat, chin buried between my knees, just stare at him. Fuck. What am I supposed to do? I feel so utterly useless. Is he warm enough? I can see him shivering. He needs to stay warm, damn it. Above my forehead against my kneecap, again and again. Why can't you just wake up and tell me what to do? You always know what to do. Use your shirt, use your own body heat. I mean, the obvious option is use your own body heat, not use your own body heat. I close my eyes, press my lips together, then raise my head with a look of determination. I'm not letting you effing die. Fingers shaky with something that's not quite fear, but not quite not. I crawl over to the other side. Then gently, ever so slide beneath his jacket to join him. Aww. It's warm next to him. Bring my arm across his chest, face burrowed into his shoulder. Don't die. You can't die. I curl inward, trying my best to cover as much as I can, almost like some kind of human blanket. I can feel his neck cold clamming against my forehead. I need you. This this sudden realization tugs at something deep down in the recesses of my brain. I feel my eyes well up. I always needed you. I press my face into the fabric of his shirt, breathing it in, breathing him in. Don't leave me alone. I close my eyes with a shudder. His chest moves up and down beneath my arm, soft, undulating rhythm. It's peaceful, soothing. My own cocoon of warmth, just me and him, curled up beneath the jacket in the middle of the dark woods. I feel my lingering anxiety, the one constantly squirming and twisting just beneath my consciousness, finally begin to recede. My breaths are slowing now, warm, heavy puffs of air that sink into the fabric of Genzo's shirt. It doesn't take long after for the numbness of sleep to claim me. Dude, honestly, these people have been through way too much, to be honest. Like, I'm awoken to the feeling of something in my nose. An itchy, scratchy tingle dancing atop my skin. I scratch at my face, my brows furrow. And when that doesn't relieve me of the vexing sensation, I pop a hand up to dash it away. Bug of some sort. I set enough to rouse me from my stiff back stupor. I blink open my eyes, allowing the light to filter in. The collar of Genzo's coat is pressed up against my cheek, and below me, a tickle of wet grass dashes against my forearms. I groan and push myself to the seat. Everything is a blurry haze, nebulous blobs of dark on light, and no matter how I rub at my eyes, I can't bring them to focus. Eat these? I give a little jump as a dark blob a short distance in front of me leans forward. I instinctively reach out. I feel boxy frames of my glasses in my hand. I load them back up across my nose. Through the sharpening soup, Genzo's face emerges, soft smiling playing on his lips. Didn't want you to rolling over. Didn't want you rolling over on them in your sleep. Oh thanks. Least I could do do. What would you become my personal space heater and all? I blink, glance down at the coat still dripping my legs. Remember exactly what happened the night before. Then shoot my head back up, cheeks hot. I run a hand through my curls again and again. I did I didn't want you to get cold. I cringe, glance back up. You looked so sick. I thought you were going to die. Hey, good thing I'm too damn stubborn to throw in the towel just yet. Am I right or am I right? I throw him a reluctant grin. Then rise to my feet with a crack on my back. This lifts the grimace. I attempt to stretch out my neck as I wander towards him. He's sitting near the fire, now, low and crackly. It looks like he's put a few new sticks in. Your legs, though. Are you okay? I pop a squat next to him, gaze flicking towards the shredded fabric of his pants. Not at all. It hurts like fuck, though. He laughs and pokes at one of the blackened sticks smoldering flames. Probably gonna have irreparable damage and lose feeling in most of my legs, especially if I don't get them looked at soon. Which I won't, since we're, stuck here and all. I wince. Genzo. But hey, when have I ever been debilitating bodily trauma hold me back, eh? I don't respond. Instead, leaning in closer to get a better look. His legs still look awful, though the fresh pink of the burns has now hardened over to chalky red scabs. Should we put something on them then? I scratched my head. I would love to hear what you think we should put on them. I chewed on my bottom lip. He has a point. Can you even walk though? I already walked once this morning. Nothing like a peaceful morning stroll and make you forget you almost died. And have died hundreds of times over. Genzo. Hey, at least I still have legs this time. Am I right or am I right? Genzo. Alright, alright, alright. Just trying to lighten the mood. I roll my eyes and push myself back to my feet and look around. We're pretty good ways up the river already. Probably not far from the town. Maybe Gidget's still there, and we can get you into a bed at least for a while. Yes, Gidget. Nothing wrong about this plan at all. Are you gonna be this cynical the whole way? Sorry, must be the excruciating pain shooting up and down my calves. My face softens. He really doesn't look great. But we don't have much choice. We don't have any choice. We gotta keep pushing forward. Come on, I extend my hand. And though it probably was the last thing Genzo wants to do right now, he takes Izzy to his side, tugging to his feet. Into the fuckery we go. Oh god, after just surviving that whole monster of a water beast, I swear. 15 minutes later sees us wandering through the sea of pink and using the river to our left as a guide as we navigate the left strewed upper path. Gibbs is able to keep up better than I thought he would. Only the occasional grunt winds hissed breath as he falls along beside me to remind me of his predicament. I can't tell if it's really gotten any better or if he's just hiding it from me. Either way, he says nothing, and we walk mostly in silence. Around trunk and bush, sidestepping fallen branches and gnarled roots. I saw a dock at some point, or what's left of it anyway, crumbled and chewed planks leading to the water before disappearing beneath the inky shoals. The whole river has gone black by this point, dark and thick, no waves skitter atop its surface, and a gray foam decorates the line where it meets land. I stare at it a moment, quiet. A single boat rises on the surface with a gurgled plop. Guess someone didn't invest enough in water treatment efforts. I don't respond, instead bringing your foot up to scratch at my calf. Then we carry on. From there, the path was much clearer, more vivid, and the path we walked many times before. Through the veil of pink trees, I watched the leaves quiver in a trembling staccato with the breeze. Did you walk the same path? Did Orlum? I think about them now. What are they doing? They remember too, don't they? They have to. They come to try to fix things the same as us? For answers? For something else? Surely things won't be the same as they were before. Surely! It's all a bit too hard. A glimpse of something flashes through my mind. Scissors, snipping and snapping as they cut through my hair. Cut through me. But but there have been good moments too. Gidget's hand in mine, the warmth of her lips. Which Gidget awaits us now? All of a sudden my footsteps changed in timber. I glanced down the dirt paths giving way to cobblestones. Right. Of course. Oh joy, we're almost there. I ignore him, tossing a glance forward instead, keeping my eyes in search of something. But there's nothing but a sea of trees. That's interesting. What, the missing larger-than-life pinup? I noticed too. We keep walking, but the path continues, empty and signless. There's a... That's a good sign, right? Or a sign that we're in for a lot worse, but who could say at this point, really? I hum but beneath my breath, gaze still wandering at the perimeter. That's when I see it. Movement up ahead. Over there! I say we're transitioning into a jog. Here we go again! My steps take me further up the path, to where someone is trimming the bushes with a set of gardening shears. Uh, um, this is weird. Snip, snap, snip. They're extremely careful as they work, meticulous with each crisp cut, hands measuring out a perfect evenness of the branches. It's easy to realize that exactly what I'm looking at. What? Wait a minute. I stop, cock my head to the side, blink. Gives a jug beside me, breath heavy. He also pauses, both of us just staring. Genzo is the first one over his mouth. Why the fuck does Mr. Trim me not over here look exactly like you, Eggs? I I don't. My fingers are shaking at this point, because it's true. It does. From the white crop of hair, to the pasty sheen of his stick-like arms, even the pale blue swath of his shirt. It's it's me, but that can't be. That can't be, can it? Take a step forward, heart picking up my ears. One step, two, my lips part. In a half-dazed trance, I hear myself shout, "Hey!" The man turns, freezes and jumps. Oh, okay, he's got buttons for eyes. I'm sorry, did I accidentally put my DVD of Coraline into this game? When did this game become Coraline? The man the man looks at me jump. That looks at me jumps, freezes. Then turns back to look at us. There's something off about him. Something that's not quite. Before I get a closer look, he balked. Cheer up, Eisen! Later. Hey! He goes green up the path, gangling on flame when his shoes pound against the cobbles. Hey, stop! I take off after him without thinking, my own heart leaping into my ears. Catch that doppelganger! Gator charges after him, feet behind me. Then we race. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. What is this? What is Scooby-Doo-ass transition? We're in my carefully trimmed bush after carefully trimmed bush. Or silently dusted cobblestones. Past coiled spindles and purple ropes that atop quaint red brick railings. Then he looks at me and glances back. His inner don't exactly surprise. Continues running. Bah! I think I remember laughing a lot at this part. And I push myself harder, even as my lungs burn. I feel throb and copper taste of blood dancing around my tongue. I can reach him. I need to reach him. My gaze is focused on phones at him, only him. Who are you? In fact, I become so transfixed that I don't even notice the shadow just left that path up ahead. Not until the blow comes without warning. A dull metal ring in my head. I go down hard, rolling, tumbling across the ground, and stars dance across my eyes. Another clang behind me. I barely register it, only hear the rustling thud of body on cobbles. All I do is gaze upward as my vision blurs in and out, a quickly fading kaleidoscope. They're over me. Then over me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a chance to wonder what the hell's going on before I black out. My head is killing me. Throbbing ache blooming out from the back of my skull. I groan against it, squeezing my eyes shut, then pop them open. Oh, hello. Only to see a familiar face less than 5 centimeters in front of my own. It takes me a moment to register. I blink and blink again, then jolt backwards so fast I hit my head against a stone and send another rainbow pirouette of pain across my skull. God dang it. I notice my back of my head with a wince. And the other me leans back on his haunches, cocking his head to the side. Once the vision stops throttling, I manage to survey my surroundings. There's more of them. Lots more. They're all around us, standing, kneeling, all of them looking at us curiously and studying us. I start to sit up. Then I give a start at when I haven't even noticed right behind me, practically breathing on my own neck. This is I don't know what the fuck this is. My face is a portrait of bewilderment as my mind attempts to finagle an explanation for the scene before me. They're all me. Only not quite. There's something off about them. Their eyes, their buttons. Maybe you notice. And their mouths. They don't have many mouths. What are they? There's a girl next to me, and I glance over to see Genzo pushing himself up to his seat. He rubs the back of his head with a grimace. I'm already convinced this entire Wonderland soiree was carefully engineered by some sadistic storyteller to cause me pain. So if we could let up just a little, that'd be great. Thanks. I feel like that's just Genzo asking, hey Carrick, you lighten up with the pain, please? When the Iggy squats down in front of him, head tilted, then leans forward, inquisitively with the scrutiny, the nose is less than a few inches apart. His blinks, blanches, then jerks back with a fluster start. Jesus! But there's one behind him too, tugging curiously at his collar, analyzing the tufts of hair sticking out from underneath his cap. I see Genzo's face turn about 50 shades of red. This is, for once, he can't seem to come up with an accompanying piece of witty commentary. This is ridiculous is what it is. Just what the hell is going on here? With a huff, I rise to my feet, staggering only slightly to find my balance. This seems to startle the Iggies. They recoil with anxious jerks of their arms, stepping back up to monitor us from a safer distance. Now at a better vantage point, I'm taking our surroundings. We're in town. The town. Or at least I'm pretty sure we are. I recognize a number of buildings, the cafes, the bakery, the inn, but things look different. Neater, cleaner, more elegant. White picket fences line the paths. Ornate rose bushes peek out from yards, all carefully trimmed. Even the buildings themselves, they look like they've been given a fresh coat of paint. Now brilliant shades of white, purple, and their windows gleam spotless in the sun. It's immaculate. Not a single spot of dirt on the ground, not a single branch or leaf out of place. It's seemingly empty too, empty except for the crowd of Iggies surrounding us. I turn back to the throng, feeling a bit of a loss. Then one of the Iggy steps forward, cocks his head, then begins waving his arms. First, as though in anxious apology, then in thoughtful befuddlement, then in skeptical inquisition. I simply stare at him. Gets lurches to his feet next to me. I think he's trying to talk to you, he hisses. The other Iggy looks at me a moment longer, scratches his head, then tries again waving his arms more fervently. Now it's my turn to scratch my head. I'm sorry, I can't understand you. I try somewhat unconsciously, mimicking some of the movements of the doll. The Iggy slumps. Oh, the poor baby! I throw another glance around at the crowd, so many eyes on us. I tug at my collar nervously. I also can't help but notice their little mannerisms. Some of them playing with their hands, some of them rocking forth on their feet, some of them itching their nose in rapid flourishes like vexed unease. I blink. Is that what I look like? I simply itch my own nose and not a huge chunk on the side of my cheek in growing discomfort. I turn back to the Iggy in front. Is Gidget here? This seems to brighten his mood. He pops back up, fingers raised in inspiration. Dashes off another series of rapid-fire arm signals before nodding expectantly. Please tell me you got that. I scratch back my head with a grimace. I mean, I guess that's a yes. Then back to the Iggy. Could you, take us to her? We really need to see her. And then, as an afterthought, we're, her friends. The lead Iggy points empathetically somewhere off to the right, then nods. At this, the crowd swarms. The Iggies leap toward us in apparent excitement, pushing us forward down the path. Some of them are running out in front, some of them guiding us ahead, patting our shoulders, reaching out to touch our faces, our hair. My discomfort rises up about 1,000-fold. But I do my best to swallow the urge to curl up into a little ball of the cobblestones and follow their lead obediently. At least they're friendly? I toss a glance again, so his eyes look like they're about to bug out of his face. His gaze shoots back and forth between the Iggies, touching his head and shoulders as he walks stiff-legged next to me. He's got his lips pressed together so hard I wonder his jaw doesn't snap. We led through the town, past more pristine houses or ornate gardens. This place had fairy tale vibes before, now it's absolutely dripping with them. It's just so perfect. To the point that I find myself afraid to touch anything lest I have a dirty fingerprint or errant hair on the paint. Further and further we walk, more Iggies joining us along the way. I still haven't spotted a single person besides an Iggy. What happened to all of them? I'm not given long to ruminate this question because in front of me, the grandest manor I've ever seen erupts across my vision. Alright, well then. I think that's a good time to leave this video here for now, so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!